Okay, good morning everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. Yesterday, we started talking about the fifth reason why the Torah does not describe reward and punishment in the world to come. We went through the first four reasons, and the fifth reason we spoke about yesterday, we broke it down, and the Rav Av explained how there's a difference between the mitzvos or averos that you do prefer hesed, you do in overtly, in open, and people see it, versus the ones that you don't do overtly, and those are the ones that describes the difference. That the difference is if you do the ones that the prefer hesed, the ones that you do overtly, those are the ones that you get punished or rewarded on this world, and the ones that you do that are hidden from others, that only Hashem knows them, those are the mitzvos or averos that you will be rewarded or punished for on Olam Haba. Now, the Rav Av wants to support this whole concept. This concept of there's a difference of reward and punishment for overt mitzvos and averos versus hidden mitzvos and averos. And before we start, today's shir is going to be L'Ilui Nishmas Menachem ben Yisrael Yaakov, L'Refuah Shalema Meshalom ben Sarah Rachel, Rechama Rivka bas Rachel, Miriam bas Sarah, and Eliezer Noach ben Esther Malka, L'Refuah Shalema. Now, the Rav Av is going to bring support for this concept of reward on both Olam Hazeh and Olam Haba on the merit of something that's done openly or something that's done hidden. Now, and the proof. Ki ha'el yisal la'arav la'amay al ha'avoida haniris al ha'avarim. That Hashem, He promised the Yidden that for the mitzvahs that are done through the acts of the limbs that people do that other people can see, Gemul nira meher ba'olam hazeh. They will receive reward and that can quickly be seen, meaning that it's reward that's going to be on olam hazeh. V'hu hamafarish b'farashas im b'chukaisai. This is the trust. This you see in Pashas B'chukaisai, he brings that proof over there. And what does it say in the pasuk? V'chein arav lehem al averos aniras hagluyos. The pasuk it says over there. He doesn't mean the exact words, but over there the pasuk begins to talk about that if you will perform my mitzvos and you will do it for the Hashem promises benefit. That it says in the pasuk, and then later on, a few psukim later, it says over there in Pashas B'chukaisai that Hashem says, "I'm going to make it rain and you'll have bountiful crops. That it'll be a great year for you when it comes to the growing season." Now, in the Toichacha, we also see he brings more proof in the pasuk in the Toichacha. When he talks over there about the Averis, the Einish, he says, "Einish nir me'er ba'olam hazeh." They will receive punishment that can soon be seen, meaning again punishment in this world. And over there, the Toichacha begins. But if you will not heed me, if you will not listen to the things that I have to tell you, if you're not going to keep the Torah, and you will not perform all the mitzvahs, then the Hashem threatens over the Torah. Hashem threatens with grave consequences in this world. So again, he's bringing proof to the concept that when you're doing things that are overt, you're doing actions that everybody can see, he's bringing proof that Hashem shows that he's going to punish you immediately, meaning on this world. Now, and the reason is because the people are can only see what's the visible actions, right? And they can't see what's concealed. And therefore, again, proof that only when people see stuff, that's when the punishment is due. Since the public has no way of knowing your private actions, whether it's your mitzvahs or your averos that you have in your mind, then the Torah does not promise any public reward or consequence. Again, going back to the initial part of it is why the Torah does not mention reward and punishment in Olam Haba. So that's like the main focus. Now, he says over here that in Pashas B'chukaisai, the pasuk over there specifically is talking about when Hashem is talking about the nation as a whole. And over there is talking about the nation as a whole and not specific to any one person. The what he's trying to bring out when he's saying that the Torah focuses over there as the nation as a whole is because, again, that's something, when the nation as a whole is doing something, we can see it, right? And as opposed to if you're doing it just for yourself, then the nation won't see it. And again, going back to the concept that reward and punishment is not going to be done in this world. Now, he goes further, and he says the Torah makes clear also elsewhere that the public, the whole Klal Yisrael, is responsible for the overt sins, for averos that you do openly, but not for secret sins, not something that you do in your own heart. He says over there, "V'hu masha amma." It says in Devarim, "Hanastoris l'Hashem Elokeinu v'haniglos lanu v'neinu ad olam." Hashem said over there, the hidden sins are for Hashem our God, but the revealed sins are for us and our children forever. Meaning that early in the pasuk, the Torah described that the collective punishment of the whole Klal Yisrael, for instance, if someone commits adultery or other openly known averos, then the pasuk over there, it talks about the open averos. The pasuk then finishes off, and he says that no communal punishment for hidden sins. That's what it says over there in the pasuk. So he's talking about over there when you do a communal sin, open sin, it's a communal project. With the Torah was talking about the Yidden claiming the Yidden sinning or doing mitzvahs as a whole. And again, he's just trying to bring proof that when you're doing something openly, and he's using the concept of the whole Klal Yisrael because that's an open concept, a known concept, that reward or punishment is given on this world. Now, he says over there specifically, he says over there, the Torah says, "Va'omar hakasef." The pasuk over there, Vayikra, also says that if somebody would bring his child and he would offer it to the avodah zarah, the malach, which is a big avodah zarah, v'ma'alim ya'almu. The pasuk says, "Am ha'aretz es einehem min ha'ish hahu besita mizayah lamalach levilti samit oisai." But if the people of the land avert their eyes from the man who has been given for the offspring to a molech, and not put him to death, it says over there the pasuk that he's explaining that if someone did bring a child to malach, to the avodah zarah, he deserves skila. If he's saying over here, if we turned our eyes, if Klal Yisrael turned their eyes and didn't punish him and didn't give him skila, then what would happen is Hashem says over there, "V'samti ani es panai ba'ish hahu u'mishpachtoi," that I will concentrate my attention upon that man and upon his entire family. And it says over there, I'm going to cut it. They get it cuts off the entire the generations to come. But what is he trying to say over there? He says over there that Hashem is showing you that it's an open sin. You brought your child you give it to him as sacrifice to the avodah zarah. That is an open sin, and the person deserves skila. And he says in the pasuk, if you look away, I will take care of it myself. And over there, he explains over there that it's our duty to do that, to give the punishment, to do skila. But if we don't do it, then Hashem himself will punish him in this world and in a way it will publicly known. So he's saying that if something is known, and again, going back to support, that if we do an open sin, an overt sin, you are going to be punished in this world. And that's what he tries to bring out. And just from this pasuk alone as well, where the Torah says, if you're not going to do it, I'm going to take care of it myself. That Hashem is going to do it himself. He says, but with regard to the mitzvos or the averos that we do that are hidden, din gemulam al habari is barach ba'olam hazeh or ba'olam haba. That Hashem, he does his own thing when it comes to olam haba. He doesn't explain anything that's going to happen on olam hazeh. So now, having explained that the reward in the world to come is not something that the Torah wants to talk about, he brings, the Chosel says, this supports the fifth reason. He says, Al kein haniach hasefer perish gemula olam haba. Therefore, since the public has no knowledge about your good deeds that you do in a closed setting, meaning only you know it and Hashem knows it, and that's this proof to say that that's going to be your schar in olam haba. But because we only talk about open mitzvahs, open sins, and we talk about schar or punishment on this world, that's his proof to show that when it comes to olam haba, Hashem has a separate reward system. He does what he wants at that time. On the notion of thoughts, it's important, and a lot of us know this. Sometimes we get lost in our own thoughts, and that doesn't do well by us. What happens is sometimes we get caught in a very negative downward spiral, and we think less of ourselves. We are down on ourselves, and we wind up becoming incapable of whatever it is. In Iyov, it says in the pasuk in Iyov, it says, "Va'asher yigarti yavayli," what I dreaded has come upon me. If you have negative thoughts, you will wind up being those negative thoughts. If you think you are going to be poor, you're going to be poor. If you start thinking negative about yourself and your capabilities in this world, whether it's on a financial level, on an emotional level, on a relationship level, that's exactly what's going to happen to you, because your mindset turns to that spot. That's what happens to your mindset. It's very important for us, and we see this over here from the fifth part, that when we think of stuff, we're also rewarded or punished based on that. And that's a learning opportunity for us, that we have to stop thinking negative of ourselves. We have to start thinking more positive of ourselves. We are very capable. We all know this, and I'm sure every single one of us has one time or many times in our life said this. Just think good. Have positive thoughts. They say, trach gut wird sein gut, although Rabbi Raprik says that that's not necessarily true, but at the end of the day, you're still in a better position to, if you think, if trach gut wird sein gut. You need to be in a positive attitude as much as you can, and that's going to help you out. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today on the final 8th day of Hanukkah, and I love all of you.
Thank you, Ali.